Welcome back to On Stream Guide. Today is one of my favourite types of fishing for selective trout in the flats, and in these conditions presentation is paramount, and I'm using a special fly which is available now on streamguide.com, a new fly called the Soft Hackle Dry. This, as the name suggests, has a beautiful motile soft hackle palmed through the fly. It fishes beautifully and it fools the fish in these flats, these river flats. The section I'm fishing today isn't very hard fished because, to be honest, not many people can get the flies on these fish and catch them. They're exceptionally difficult. It takes very good approach, heron-like stealth and good presentation. Hence I've got an on-stream guide furled leader. I've got about 5 feet of tippet. I still keep the tippet short. The fish aren't shy of the furled leader, and the tippet is of course degreased with Richard Walker's leader sink, and the fly has a little bit of gink on, and apart from that it's me against the fish. The odd rising fish, there's not many rising, I've only seen one or two, so it's not going to be spectacular by any means, but it's going to certainly test us, so let's give it a go right now. That's that big fish. That's the one I was always going. That's the one I'd spotted rising. The big fish. Some of the biggest fish in the river in this section, in these flats. Took that soft hackle dry. Doesn't know he's hooked yet. Powerful fish. Not quite as big as I first thought, but he's still a good fish. Another one or two like this in there. This is one of the beauties of fishing these flats on this soft hackle dry. You can catch these selective trout, bigger than the common garden river trout. Oh, and he snagged me up. He's still on, but he snagged me up. I'll see if I can recover him. Fly is right under a big slab rock, which is where the fish has gone underneath, and unfortunately I think that will be the last we'll see of this fish, which is a shame. It was a big fish. Oh no, he's still on. He's still on. He's gone under the rock. But I saved him. And he's a very hard fighting, feisty fish. And that's a very fortunate fish. The fish won the battle. He snagged me under the rock and he was on a barbless hook. I assumed the worst, that the fish had escaped. Fortunately, he was still on. Now, I'll show you this fish because it's a beautiful fish, and that fish had a real battle with me there, as you just witnessed. And the hook is now out, ironically come out in the net. It's just a barbless hook, and the fish ran and sat under a big slab rock. These more experienced fish have these tricks up their sleeves. I was perhaps a little gentle on him when I first hooked him, fished him a little bit too gingerly, and he was able to get the upper hand. I thought I'd lost the fish, and then by just scooping the net under the rock, he came out. And it's a beautiful wild trout on a small stream like this. These are where the biggest trout in the river live, and it's that soft hackle dry fly, now available on the website, that's done the damage. Now there are bigger fish than this one, so watch the 389 rod tip. So I will be playing them a little harder than that, the future fish. It's a beautiful wild fish though, on a beautiful stream, on a light outfit like that. As you see, stunning, stunning trout, beautiful red spots, beautiful, very fat, dense fish. And we'll just watch him go back. Beautiful conditioned fish. And off he goes. Stunning, stunning fish. So the soft hackle dry is doing the job. As you've seen, every fish that I've cast at so far has taken it. And as I say, these are very selective, difficult fish. And as you've just seen, they're quite bright even when you hook them. Let's see if we can get another one. Well, you've just seen that fish give me the run around there. Quite amusing, and these are the stories that you often tell to your fellow anglers back in the pub, and they listen to these stories and roll their eyes and think, yeah, fish ran under a rock, and then you went after it and you got it. But there you saw it on camera. These selective big fish do know a trick or two up their sleeve. The conditions today are very difficult because the river's quite low. And what I don't want to do now, because I disturbed that water quite a bit having to retrieve that fish, what I don't want to do is rush straight back in. That will disturb the fish, and I might only catch one or two small ones, and there are still more big wild fish in there to be caught. So what I have to do is give them a little rest, and while I'm going to give them a little rest, I'm going to treat the fly, because as you see, it's landed that nice trout, and now it needs perking up a bit. It won't actually float now if I cast it, and it doesn't look very good, and the soft hackle is a bit bedraggled. So what I need to do is reinvigorate the fly. So what I'm going to do is very simply give it a quick rinse to get rid of any excess fish slime on the fly. It's a CDC fly, and then all I'll do is I'll use absorbent kitchen towel and squeeze the fly in the kitchen towel to soak up the excess water, And then after I've squeezed it in the towel, it's still not finished. What I'll do is I'll stroke it around and give it a nice, and there you see the soft hackles all appearing again at the side, and they give a very good impression of legs. And now the fly is ready to fall another one of those big wild trout. So let's see if we can get one. Here's that fish, you can see it. Fish rising just up ahead of us. It's a very, very big wild fish. I would think upwards of 2.5–3 pounds.
Well, I would have done a little bit further up. Yep, just a meter. I can't believe that you can't beat that fish. Your fly is fantastic. The only what you might be right that it's a different fish.
Bigger fish like that are super sweet.
Yeah.
One cast, you can see the line of that silky gone. There we go. Another big fish on the selective fish on the Hackle right. Here we go, he's testing me. If anything, is even bigger than the last one. They've not really moved. We saw those two fish rising. And it's only a 3-weight outfit, so I'm really on the limits. But it shows the fantastic effectiveness of that soft hackle dry. Start this good old sage straight line now. Light line is now starting to gain control. Beautiful big wild fish. Stunning wild fish. Selective fishing, my favourite sort of fishing. And it's in there. Beautiful, beautiful big wild fish. Absolutely stunning. That's the second fish. We saw two big fish rising when we arrived, and this is the second one for the soft hackle dry. Absolutely stunning fish. This fly is now available on the website, of course, and fish like this, they really make a day on the river worth it. I'll show you this beautiful fish and release him straight away. Stunning wild trout on a small stream like this. As I say, this is a hard section of stream to fish. It's the flats, but you can be rewarded by these absolutely stunning trout of awesome quality. They don't come out very often, fish like this. I'll take the hook out in the net because there'll be an explosion if I don't, and I'll end up with a broken tippet. It's a barbless hook, of course. It's a size 14 barbless hook that I tie this soft hackle dry on, and he really wanted it. He's got it inside his rather cavernous mouth. Come on, my friend. Just just want a quick picture and you can go back. There we go. Hooked safely out now. Show you these. Beautiful, beautiful, stunning trout. An absolute clonking trout on the evening on the dry fly. The soft hackle dry. It's a beautiful, beautiful fly, and it catches these fish that manage to avoid capture almost the rest of the year. And that's what we came for today. Special big trout like this. Beautiful, beautiful fish. And I'll just make sure he recovers, and there he goes. Fantastic fish. There's one or two more in there, so let's see if we can get another one. If we can get one to beat that, I'd be very surprised. As you've just seen, this beautiful soft hackle dry fly has just fooled those two very selective, quite big, wise trout that are normally very, very difficult to get to come to a fly. And I've just noticed, just after I released the fish, that the lines are braided from playing 2 or 3 fish. Trout, especially that size, do have small teeth, and also they are pulling very hard. So it's very important when you're fishing that you check your tippet, and I can feel that's very rough and abraded. Now there are still 1 or 2 more fish rising up there, and I'm going to attempt to catch them, hopefully get them on film. And there's a big chance now that if I hooked a fish, I would get a breakage because of this weakness in the line. So always check your line, especially after landing a fish, a good fish. And if you find any sign of weakness, change the line, which is what I'm going to do right now. We're going to go upstream about 10 meters, just around where the branch is over the water, because we've seen 1 or 2 fish rising just upstream of that branch, and then we'll reposition and see if we can get those fish. Let's go. Soft hackle is still pulling these little fish. It's a little fish, a nice beautiful wild fish, just as beautiful as the big fish, of course. And literally a few seconds ago I was standing there landing a fish considerably larger than this one. Beautiful little wild trout. Off he goes. Now we've seen 1 or 2 fish moving just up here, and I think there's 1 or 2 bigger ones amongst them. So we're going to get in position right now and have a go at these. See 1 or 2 fish moving, and as soon as we can get a cover on them, hopefully they will oblige and take the soft hackle dry. I've seen that fish there move a couple of times. I'm going to cover him now. I was a bit shy there. If you're a bit shy on the cast, especially in the flats like this, let the fish the cast out. Don't move the fly straight off the top. When you're in the flats like this, that will disturb the fish. It's closer to the mark, but I think I'm still maybe 40 centimetres short. There we go. Lovely fish, lovely wild fish. As soon as it got him on the nose, he took. Gorgeous fish. And not all monsters, of course. When we're river fishing, we get a selection from the big to the small but beautifully formed. And the most important thing is we care for them regardless of the size. Oops, and off he goes. Handle them carefully with wet hands. Beautiful fish. There's still one or two more fish rising, and I have spotted another, what I think is quite a large fish moving up ahead as well. So we'll carefully move into position and have a go for one or two more. There we go. Oh, nice fish. That's the fish I just spotted rising. And you can see coming through this pool on this soft hackle dry, targeting these beautiful, beautiful fish. Bit of side strength, keep that fish out. Then push it up and he's thrown the hook. That one through the hook. Beautiful fish. Okay, and the mistake I made there was let the fish get downstream of me. And if you let them get downstream on you, they'll often win the battle. Beautiful fishing though, coming up through here, picking off these fish on these soft hackle dries in these flats. It's wonderful, wonderful fishing. And every fish that we've targeted with the soft hackle has taken it. It's just a case of being stealthy, getting a good cover on the fish. Always oblige. Fantastic fishing. We're almost finished, we're almost at the end of the pool. And a nice couple of hours session, some big fish. There's one or two more moving. We'll just give these a go and then we'll call that a day and retire. Fantastic day's fishing. Let's just see if there's one or two more in. There's that small fish I saw rising there. Beautiful, beautiful little fish. I saw him rise a couple of times, didn't know how big he was, smaller than I thought, must confess. Get him straight back. Beautiful, beautiful wild little trout. And I think I've seen one more big fish rising, so I will have a go at him before we finally leave. There we go. And every single fish that has seen the soft hackle has taken it. They're not all big of course, but you saw those two big fish we had earlier. Beautiful, beautiful. And this sort of targeted dry fly fishing is one of my personal favourites. Beautiful little fish. And it's all about getting the fly on the fish with stealth, getting the good drag-free drift. The furled leader helps with that. These furled leaders are available at onstreamguide.com and they are excellent. As you can see, they really improve the presentation. On the soft hackle dry fly, that does the rest. It gives the impression of life. The fish are readily fooled by it, and coming up this pool full of selective trout, we've managed to have a very good session. In just 2 hours we've landed some tremendous fish. So in short, the furled leaders and the soft hackles are available on Stream Guide if you'd like to try it on your own stream. Fishing these flats, it can be difficult. The fish are selective, and a good fly like the soft hackle that gives an impression of life gives the fly fisherman an added advantage. Bye for now, see you soon.